Pounders, welcome back. Episode 4 of The Big Board. Today I have Drew hanging out with me, one of the first Pounders to jump on board. Drew, you are looking blurry.
Focus!
There you are. Oh, we're back. Let's go.
We're good?
Welcome to the
All right.
live stream, my man.
Thank you. I'm excited. I was just telling you, I cannot believe we're drafting before the Super Bowl. Screw Underdog, but also like awesome at the same time, right?
I know. Forcing us to do some rookie research a little earlier than we wanted to, but it's been awesome, and there's a huge edge because people aren't doing the research, people aren't putting the work in.
Yeah.
Which is good for you guys because already released the draft guide, has 6 pages of player write-ups, 6 rounds of player write-ups, value-based system. We have the free agents clearly marked. That is available on any level of the Patreon if that interests you.
It works.
Hey, it seemed to work last year. It came in 4th in the Dalmatian. Wasn't first, but dude, 2 teams with CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Adams. Really? Really?
And it helped you take down the Warrior Bowl, I'm sure.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, that was that. I got a high five for that. 600 teams of analysts and fantasy football fans. The worst. But for charity. So really not.
All worth it.
Let's go over your journey of pick'ems in the last 6 months, 6 to 8 months since you've joined OddsJam.
Yeah, it's
how
been
much are
nuts.
you up?
A lot. I haven't had to deposit in a while. I don't know, about 15,000-ish in that amount of time, maybe a little more. So yeah, it's been quite the journey. I'm not gonna lie. It's been nice. It's paying me into all my Bestball stuff this year. The wife likes it, so she doesn't see Underdog charges anymore. It's been good. It's been nice.
That's awesome. And
what's most in impressive the channel? So
what's most impressive to me is your consistency with your unit size and just really smart betting, right? So like Drew is getting on these lines so early, right when they open. And basically OddsJam compares the line to every other sports book right when that line becomes available. So he can see, okay, this guy's 8.5 assists everywhere else. I'm getting him for 7.5. It's the over, and it'll tell you what percent it's going to hit. So he's getting these plus EV bets. He posts them in the Discord. If you're not on that, if you're not clicking the link within 2 minutes, the lines are gone. And 5 minutes later, they'll post them back up, and it'll be like a full point. Like this shit changes in a positive way on his lines so quick. So if you guys aren't already in the Discord, if you like pick'ems, you like plus EV pick'ems, dude, Drew's posting 15 lines a day. Just
if you hate them, come in and tell me why you hate the plus EV, because I got receipts.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. We'll show some now. I mean, it's just very, very impressive what you've been able to do consistently on OddsJam. Let's see if I can pull this up. So this is just February, obviously just 3 days, but December was a plus
December
ROI.
Was a cash cow. Definitely helps with Christmas.
And this isn't like a few bets a day. You're like top 5 in bets in Pick'em, like total on Pick'em, which is an app that tracks your bets automatically. So this is the app called Pick'It, right?
Yeah.
You're having random people follow you because of your success. In your pickups.
That was funny. I was laying in bed one night, my phone just started buzz, buzz, buzz. I was like, what the hell's going on? I looked down, like 40 people followed me on Pick'It because I was on their search page or something. I was like, oh, well, that's new.
So funny. So funny. And not every month is like that. Some months look like this, but guess what? This is still a positive month.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost 12% ROI. I'll take that. It ain't bad.
How many bets do you think you're posting a day?
probably anywhere from like 10 to 20, I'd say, in a day. I'm on every app you can do it on in Salt Lake. So that's another thing. Like, I can't use OddsJam for actual sports betting because I live in Utah, where you can't bet on anything. But
Right, right.
fantasy betting is allowed. So pick'ems all day. This is nothing but parlay pick'ems. You can use OddsJam for other stuff. I just can't attest to that
Right,
because, yeah,
right. Yeah, what's crazy is, like, these are all, like you said, parlays. Like, you're hitting
yeah,
on usually 3s and 5 pieces, right, are the best for,
yeah. Each site
EV,
has a
right?
different, like, you should do 3 over here, 5 over here, never do 2 over here. And
Right.
again, it's all broke down on that OddsJam site.
Mhm.
And it's just you're looking for value, man. Kind of like ADP hunting, right? We're just hunting for
Yeah,
lines. Yeah,
right, right. Well, if you guys wanna join and tag along in those pick'ems, Drew is posting them in the pick'em channel in our Discord, absolutely slaying it. Uh, I try to tag as much as possible, but like I said, those lines are gone within 2 minutes, so that's a good thing. That's a good
yeah.
thing.
It's
But,
good when you get on.
let's jump into our first big board of the afternoon here at least, East Coast. Look how many contests we got open here. Ooh, MLB eliminator. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, gotta refresh. Got the little location bug. Oh, we 12 out of 12 it, so I'm sure this lobby's packed with some pounders. Oh, and we are on the way back end. We're on, let's see. Oh yeah. It's
12. All right.
when it's bad, it's bad. We'll see who we get left with. And we have Logan in the 11 spot, so we can't give away too much right now. But guys, do appreciate the early support you've shown the channel. Big board just opened up in freaking January, and we're all back. Liking the videos, slamming the sub button. Keeps me coming back, man. I appreciate you guys.
Dude, there's a few of you pounders in the Discord. You guys are nuts. You're so deep into the big board already. I've got like 5 drafts in.
Dude,
Uh,
Connor, Copper Prices posted someone on Twitter that already maxed it. I don't know who that animal is, but I'd just want to see their exposures. You know what I mean? Like, let me see that 150 exposure list.
yeah. I mean, you could slam it, right? It's just
You could,
maybe
but
some
don't you
Debbie
want to get
guy.
different players at different prices, especially when there's so much unknown? Like, you can't
I mean,
confidently like,
in his mind, he's thinking, I got other contests for that, dude. There's there's gonna be a big board super flex coming out when this gets, I don't know,
uh,
75% full. There's gonna be millions of drafts after. Oh my goodness. I don't
I
even know what they
know.
have up their sleeves this year.
But information's power, man.
Oh, I agree.
I'm gonna be spreading my drafts a lot more this season over the course of the tournament, which is what I did last year. And interestingly enough, like my BBM4 success rate was higher earlier into contest open than it was later, but some of those later teams scored more points. So I thought that was interesting.
See, I don't look back quite as much as some of you guys at like my old teams and how I did, but I did glance last year and like and from what I saw very short, I did really good drafting early and I did
Mhm.
really good drafting late. And that middle portion was a little rough. There was some rough waters to be navigated, but
It all depends on, like, especially for me, who I'm clicking at that time. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
like, if you found a new click in a certain contest and you're like, "I'm high on this guy," it just happens to be during that contest, whether it be, you know, the Pomeranian, the poodle, like, whatever it may be. I think
Yeah.
that's funny how that can, positively or negatively affect your advance rates.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this is a smaller contest in the middle. I'm gonna get Christian Watson, who I haven't taken in it just in case. Burn you.
Bi Bijan gone at 9. That would've been nice. One of these 3 would have been nice to fall to 12, but it wasn't gonna happen.
No.
It was not gonna happen. There we
Model
go.
me.
Patty Mahomes. Bring him to the 10 spot. I love
That's
that.
sweet.
I wanna move him down my board, not up my board.
Mm.
Logan's gonna punish us right now, isn't he?
What are you doing, Logan?
Yes! Okay. I definitely wanted Garrett Wilson here. I don't know how you feel about Garrett Wilson this season, but, uh
I am pretty easily taking Gibbs and Wilson, but I'm totally fine with Brown and Wilson too, if you want to. But I'm pretty easy right there taking Gibbs and Wilson.
yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I like getting one of these top running backs, and Gibbs is Gibbs is good, dude. And he doesn't need
Yeah.
20 carries. He
No,
doesn't
he
need to
doesn't.
be the bell cow dude. He's gonna get a lot of touches. He could take any of them to the house, any of them. And just the way the
You're
Lions
right.
run that offense, I like their running backs.
You're definitely right. Gibbs does not need the touches, and it looks like Montgomery should be back next
Oh yeah.
season too for this team. So
I don't think that's bad for Gibbs. I
I don't
really
think it's
don't.
necessarily bad either because you did like he popped in the end
Yeah,
zone 10 times.
and a
How many of
catching
those?
one.
How many of these
Eh,
were like from 20, 15 yards plus out though?
a good
Like
amount.
a good amount.
Yeah, but that's why I would imagine he gets more touches next year. Um, but it's
Mhm.
gonna be a timeshare still. It's not gonna be but I would bet he gets more, which gives me more shots at touch. A chance kind of the same. He's just tiny, right?
Yeah. Achan's
I don't
bet,
know.
I guess, is on Mostert's age and health.
Yeah.
I mean, Mostert
How old is he now?
crushed this season. He's about
32?
33. I
33?
think he's not 33 yet. I think he's gonna turn 33 this season, though.
Like it's so I don't
Like
think hmm.
234 touches, 21 touchdowns.
Iron Man.
Crazy. Because when we
Just
think of Raheem
Iron Man.
Mostert from like, I don't know, when he was 28 to even 25 to 30 years old, like he had one game over 20 touches.
Mm.
Besides that, it was just all injuries, and, he
Now
got
he sees
healthy,
all
man.
of these young bucks going down. He's like, just give me 300 touches in a season, coach. Good. Healthy
Insane.
legs.
Let's see, King of Kings starts with Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane, a little double in Miami. Shock trauma with JJ and Brandon Ayuk. That's nice. Ayuk at 22. Probably where he belongs. I think Rice is going
Too high.
it
Too
feels
high.
like it, but what if Kelsey retires, right? He's gonna
Then they're
zoom up
gonna
the
bring
board even
someone
more.
else in. Okay, but that
Better
doesn't
than
make him a
Kelsey.
no. Rice is a good player, but a lot
It's
of it's
tough.
the situation. It is tough, but
I
second,
think
this is expensive. You're not getting him at like a cheap he could be the one there. He could no, you're getting him that he is Patrick Mahomes, dude.
I'd I'd probably rather Rice at his ADP than Nico right now.
I don't like Nico or Tank at there, which is weird because I love Stroud. They feel
Well,
overpriced.
well, Houston has a big budget, right, for this season,
Yeah.
and what if they bring in another high prize wide receiver? That's sort of the worry right now. So I do think there is a little bit of risk drafting them. You think maybe they'll bring
I've heard
in
tiny buzz, and I don't believe it, but it could be a
Mhm.
Bucks fan, about Evans going to the Texans.
See, that'd be sick, and I don't necessarily think that would really hurt both of them. It would probably hurt Nico more than Tank, but,
I
yeah,
think
I
it would
think
hurt them
there's
both, but Tank's probably the one you want over Nico. Evans would be the
yeah,
dude if he went to Houston
yeah,
for a season.
yeah, you're not wrong there. Kelsey at 15, this dude's going nuts right now.
Maybe
This
take a
dude's going
Pacheco
nuts.
here. Oh no, he just
This
went.
is more expensive than
A
last
McKinnon.
season when
Yeah,
Kelsey went at 6 and Mahomes went at, like, 30. This is more expensive than last season.
neighbors.
Yeah, it's
33.
that would've been nice. Laporta would be nice. We can bring in one of these elite QBs here. Let's see what Logan wants to do.
Rashad's a tough one, yeah.
Fuck. Would have liked to get Laporta for the Detroit double. Honestly, DK at 36. You have a chance that Tyler Lockett doesn't return.
Yeah.
I find it difficult to not click DK here, like automatically.
I'm taking Evans over DK, but
Tbbucs. We could take them both. I just think
Evans is
Evans.
guaranteed 1,000 yards, and he's gonna get touchdowns. Guaranteed. There's no way the Bucs, because he's coming back to Tampa. I know I just said he could go to Houston. There's no way the Bucs let him not tie Jerry Rice's record of the 1,000-yard seasons.
I
yeah.
find it so
Book
difficult
it.
to go Mike Evans over Lamar, though.
You can take him. I'm saying I
have to
would
go
go him
Lamar
over
here.
Metcalf.
Interesting. Not
Yeah.
wrong, but interesting. This is a fun start. Nice balanced start here. Nice balanced start. What do you guys like in the chat? Do you guys like DK or do you like Mike Evans this season? Obviously, a little bit more unknown with Mike Evans. I bet they run it back in Tampa Bay. I wouldn't be
I do
surprised.
too. I'd be shocked. That's why they brought in that Cohen dude to be the offensive coordinator, the Rams guy. Like that's the only reason he's there. He's never called plays in the NFL. He's there for Baker. Baker's gonna come back. And Evans will be back, and they'll try to. I'm worried about how much we have to pay Baker, but
now
it is
if
what it is at
Logan
this point.
if Logan goes DK or Mike Evans there, we go Laporta and DK or Evans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's really tough to go early tight end, early QB, and then, either one receiver, two receiver, no RB. So I do like the combo of, getting at least one wide receiver here with either an elite QB or Laporta seems really nice.
Hold on, go back to the board really quick.
Paul likes DK.
Did
Brian likes
Jameson
DK.
Williams just go?
Oh, fuck, man. Dude, this guy's gonna get the draft thrown out, man. No,
I was like,
come on, dude. This guy's got to start making some real picks, otherwise this draft's in trouble.
I mean, to be honest, that's the first pick that I think Underdog would look at and be like, "What is this dude smoking?" The other three are fine.
Second year guy. Well, you could claim it's his second year sitting out his first season, but
he was coming on at the end of the year, man. Did you see those playoffs?
Dude, it's tough when Josh Reynolds is playing over you. I don't know. Yeah, Bry's crying too. Bry's crying too.
That's because Bry would have 6 wide receivers by now.
Yeah. I don't mind the Lamar Flowers stack there either, but a lot of people are going to do that. A lot of people are going to do this too. So I don't think there's one right or one wrong there. But you likely, in order to get Lamar Flowers, you have to do it here.
Do it. Yeah. That side of the board now.
And maybe we get Andrews to fall back to us. That'd be cool. Trey McBride's still flying up the board, and I'm having a hard time.
That's about where he
every
needs to stop.
day. Every day he climbs. Like I'm cool with him in the 70s. I was cool with him, obviously where he started at like 110. Here we go. Like he is starting to get pricey, guys. He is starting to get
I still
pricey.
think I like Andrews, but I'm fine with him before Kittle. Like where he is right now, I actually don't mind. But yeah, where he just went is a little pricey for him.
Let's see. Let's pull up this real quick and go to half point PPR is on the right side. I mean, even in a points per game basis, like it's not like Trey McBride finished top 3. So
change it from like week 10 to week 18. When did he start going?
Oh, he started popping at the end. But even then, like, points per game basis, tight end 4.
Yeah,
You
and
have
you could still
Njoku
say,
and
like, why aren't you
Ingram
grabbing
who go
Njoku and
after
Ingram?
him.
Yeah. Didn't Ingram have the most targets out of tight ends?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He did. That's in the draft guide, I believe. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, he's starting to get pricey, that's all. So we
Woohoo!
do get Mark Andrews here. And then, is it Ridley for you? Is it
Yep. No, Ridley would be my
McLaurin?
pick. I would go Ridley over McLaurin, but for me, it's really close.
Yeah. I can't get behind, like, McLaurin going behind JSN. That has to be
Yeah.
fixed. We have to that has to be fixed. That is that's not real. That can't be real.
I mean, you're just hoping Lockett leaves, right?
Even then, like, we all know Bobo's the guy. We all know
I
Bobo's the
thought
guy.
Bobo would go more in the last round.
He
I
should
really
be.
did.
He should be.
He produced last year with all of them there.
Parker Washington, excuse me, players like that, number 3s on their team. Noah Brown, free agent right now. We'll see if he gets re-signed. He was serviceable in Houston. And then we got some late round rookie picks that we like too. All right. A-Rich goes at 55. He's still climbing. His ADP is 56 now, so he goes
Mahomes
basically at
guy went
ADP right
Stroud.
now. Yeah, I do like the fact that A-Rich goes before Stroud in this one. I've been saying that the last week. He's the clear upside guy. He's the clear upside guy. Where's the team that had Nico? Logan didn't want CJ Stroud and Nico. And where's the team with Tank? He goes Amari Cooper at 52 over Stroud, which is basically what, right on ADP? Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously is a chalk pick. But yeah, going a different route. Maybe he's going Tua. Deshaun Watson. What do you feel about Deshaun Watson right now going in like the 150s?
I haven't taken him yet, but it's not because I won't take him. My teams just haven't lined up. But no, I'll take him there. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna start. The Browns. That would be such a Browns thing to do, to give him that much money and then bench him, cut him.
Yeah. Do you think Nico Collins is going to sign with Houston?
Yes, I didn't know he was a free agent, but yes.
I don't believe he is a free agent.
Are you talking next year?
But maybe sign an
Like an
extension.
extension?
I would think so.
Yeah,
Like,
he ain't going anywhere.
he's balling.
He's found his home.
This range of running backs is gross. From
ugly,
Tajay, Eckler, Chubb, Mixon,
I like
Stevenson.
Stevenson a little more than you, I think, unless you're like somewhat coming around to him.
I don't mind the Stevenson click.
And I like
Like
Monty.
realistically, are they gonna go after running backs in the draft? Like, I don't
I
think
doubt
so.
it.
They need a line, they need receivers, they need a QB. I think Stevenson's relatively safe in that respect. It's also not a great class for running backs.
No,
Um,
we all have our guys that we like, but the class
right,
ain't great. Like,
right, exactly. So
Stevenson is the best running back. And
I
Mixon
do like
I've come
Stevenson
around
in
to
this
too.
range.
I was talking to, I think it was Vinny last night who said it. Someone I
Mhm.
was talking to. Like, I don't hate, he has been falling a little more than this, but you could talk me into Mixon and Pollard and these guys, and
Yeah,
at 80, like, I like it. I do like Bowers too.
yeah, especially. I mean, he's just got so many good landing spots.
It's a good area to need a tight end. Want a tight end?
Yep. All right. We got the double click coming. Did this guy? Yes. Okay, this guy went back to ADP. We're safe. I think we're safe right now from them throwing this out. But this JMO
Yeah,
pick was wild.
he's just getting his guys.
This is a fun spot. This is where it gets gross.
I wanted Thomas.
We could go a second tight end.
Who is taking
See Watts
Christian
down
Watson? Do
here.
not click. Do absolutely not. We are not taking Christian Watson on this team. Nope. I won't stand for it.
I had to click him. I
I
want to see
won't
your
stand for
reaction.
it. I won't stand for it.
Are we bringing in the TP? The TP wipe?
I am. Like, he's my
10
100%
picks after
clicking
ADP.
here. And then I don't freaking know. What do you want to do? Do you want a second tight end? I'm fine with that. Shore up the running back. Receiver is going to be rough when it comes back.
We could reach up for RB.
I haven't taken Connor yet.
I like James Conner. Like you sort of know
He's
what
going to be
you're
James
getting.
Conner.
So this is going to be a 5 RB build for sure.
Yeah.
5 RB build. If we have to reach up for wide receiver, it's probably Deontay Johnson. I know Sutton was great in the red zone, but if he has negative touchdown regression, like he's gonna be a
I'm
shit
trying to
pick.
talk myself into Sutton. I really am.
Don't
I
do it.
like Dobbs.
Yeah.
Like, give me Dobbs over Watson. How is he so far behind Christian Watson? That doesn't make sense to me.
Dobbs disappeared in the middle of the season. Like he started
Dobbs
hot.
went bonkers in the playoffs.
He did. He did.
Like, the Packers are there's
But
so many weapons
sorta.
on that team. They're going to what Packer didn't disappear last year for a few weeks. Like, even Jaden Reed that we're taking in the third, fourth round, wherever the hell he's going now, like disappeared.
Paul brings up a fun one with Kincaid and Shakir in Buffalo and salary cap hell this offseason. So obviously, like not bringing back.
I like both those guys.
The thing is, like, can they get a cheap free agent like a Curtis Samuel who goes in like 150s range? Like, I'd much rather be drafting Curtis Samuel over Shakir. If you're telling me Gabe Davis leaves, right? They have to add someone. This team doesn't have enough. And I think they sort of have their running back. Maybe they don't have a power back, but do they need one? Like Josh Allen's their power back.
Yeah.
They need receiver help. So I find it tough to believe that they won't bring in anyone. And I find it tough to believe that they think Shakir can fill that role right now and go win a Super Bowl.
Is anyone a Bills fan? I feel like they're losing some players on defense, or they're going into free agency or something. I feel like I heard that, but don't quote me on that. See if anyone knows that. Lad McConkey will save the Bills. I like that.
That's hilarious. I like the Lad click late.
Dude, the Lad scheme is real.
There's a few guys we got in the back pocket here. Few guys. Fun receiver class though. And we need some fresh legs in the NFL. We definitely need some fresh legs in the NFL. These receivers are producing earlier and earlier into the season too. So it's you just have to adjust. That's all. How's that? That looks better. A little more zoomed in. Let's go. If you guys haven't already, just join us. Smash the like on the live stream. Hit the sub. We're at 8 likes. Get Drewski some likes. Look at him. Look at him. 2 kids. Man.
Been sick for 60 days.
The clear reason why we're pulling back right now. Drewski's pain.
Yeah.
Drewski's pain. All right.
Like, the more I think about this, I really like Dobbs in this area. I like him.
Do you like him? Oh, man, you got him over Myers.
I don't think I like him more than Deontay.
Do you like him more than Myers?
Maybe, but I don't think I'm ready to do that yet.
There's some ticklings that
I like him more than
Justin Fields could end up in Vegas. Would that be a good thing or a bad thing for Myers?
I don't think it's good. I think Adams will be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Yeah. I feel like It might be good for Mayer,
Yeah,
and Adams.
dude,
I
Mayer's got
do
a
think
fair
Fields like
ADP.
to use the tight end. But no, I don't think it's great for Myers if Fields goes there.
Mhm. Okay.
What happened to Mooney?
I do think we just double tap Deontay Johnson and Myers here. Mooney goes at like pick 200.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean like a second receiver with Fields hasn't done too great in the past.
Oh, right,
Uh,
right. Likes the tight
yeah,
end though.
I think Deontay is 100% a click.
I like both these guys. Let's just slam them.
Yeah.
Let's just slam both. Good range to bring in Goddard. Chase Brown's
Thank
okay
you,
here, but we
Logan.
already have our 3 RBs. We could have gone T-Law for our second QB. That would have been fine to pair with Ridley.
Oh yeah.
If we did get Laporta, this would have been a good range to bring in the goofball. But Kmet, I like Kmet in this range too, like, especially if we're predicting that Chicago gets an upgrade at QB. Like, why are we steaming up DJ Moore, but we're not steaming up Cole Kmet?
Yeah, like
Well,
I think Matt proved he could spike.
dude, K-Dot in at 106, man. K-Dot in at 106. This guy
My man.
is I wanna
Jaden
see
knows
this.
what he's doing, man. He's a wild card.
You can't trust the
We need
Tbbucs02 username after a K-Dot and pick goes off at 106. He's like, he knows what
we
he's
need to
doing,
find
man.
Jaden on Twitter and get him into the pound. He feels like one of us.
Yeah, we'll straighten him out. We'll straighten him out. God damn. All right. I'm hoping I have a few people in mind, and we'll see what comes back to us. Let's see what King of Kings has been up to. After the Hill H. went Dell, Flowers, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, Chris Godwin, Evan Ingram, Tua,
Nice.
and T-Law. I love it. Damn. Double tapping QB here seems like a great value. Gets a great value on tight end. Question mark on Nick Chubb. So we'll see how many RBs he ends up with.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna click Nick Chubb more than 10 times this entire draft season.
I think we have to wait for injury news when he goes at this price. It was a
Yeah.
gruesome injury, so I think we need some more injury news. That's all. Let's see. Logan's got Kyron Williams, Nico Collins, Laporta, Jalen Hurts start, so a very balanced start. Adds Addison, McLaurin, Brian Thomas Jr., then Najee, Coleman, and Chase Brown. It's a nice start. Very balanced. Very balanced. Trickling in some rookies. He's got, volume guys. He's got his QB1. He's got his tight end 1. Just a very balanced start. Paul, I do think Ridley ends up staying in Jacksonville. It really depends what he's looking for. I think he's going to try to get like a 2-year. I think he's going to fight for more than that, but he's probably going to only end up with a 2-year.
What's Jacksonville gonna do if they let him go? Like ride Kirk and Evan Ingram? And let Trevor Lawrence, like, I feel like they have to bring him back. Like there's no
And I feel like because there is a possibility he doesn't come back, and like if they don't get T. Higgins or Michael Pittman, it's a huge downgrade. Any other free agent, I think we have to be clicking Parker Washington at the end of drafts right now,
Yeah.
just until we get that news. Because if we do get that news that Ridley moves on, like where are we moving Parker Washington? Like he's probably going somewhere in the 15th,
Yeah.
like instantly. And I don't
All right.
mind
What are we
him. I don't even mind him right now if Ridley does return. Oh, dude, let's get Young.
doing?
What do you say we get Young?
You wanna go double tap or just one?
What do you say
Because
we get
we
Young?
Yeah, I'm down to double tap some rookie receivers. You like Worthy
Lad,
over Adonai?
I
It's
might
close to
like
me.
Adnai over Lad. I do love Worthy though. I think Worthy
Oh,
is
I like Worthy too. I have a ton of Worthy.
this dude finds the end zone. Like
Yeah,
makes people
well, a
miss in the
ton. I've
open
only done 5
field.
drafts, but I think I
He's
have him
like
in 3.
he's like a best ball guy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
You
we can
want
go
to
Lad or Adnai. It's up to you.
go into the lad steam?
This one's on you.
Let's go lad. Why not?
Okay. Let's go.
Maybe the Chiefs grab him at the end of the first round. Kansas City has to take a receiver there. I don't
Yeah.
even care if 7 of them have come off of the board. Like,
Yeah. So we do need to bring in QBs and tight ends. We'll see if Gino makes it back to us for our DK stack.
are
That would
you
be ideal.
wanting 3 quarterbacks?
Don't have to. Definitely don't have to. But like if you're gonna give me I don't know. If we're gonna get Gino, I don't really think we have to go 3 QBs to be honest.
I was just curious your stance. I feel like everyone goes
Well
3, 4 this early. They're like,
well
well, it's so early. And I'm like, well, who the hell cares if it's early? If your quarterbacks are Lamar Jackson and Geno Smith, like
right.
I'd be fine with those 2 in a BBM at the end of the year. Like, why am I not fine with it now? Like, give me an
20
extra
rounds
dart on.
20 round drafts is more appealing to go 3 QBs. I fully understand that. But when you go players after Geno Smith, like Daniel Jones, this it just feels like the range last year where it's like, oh, Jimmy G played 6 games. Oh, Sam Howell, gets set at the end of the season. Like all these players that are unreliable and they don't have for sure starting jobs besides Bryce Young, right?
Yeah.
And even when Bryce sat, who was the backup? Was it Darnold that came in and balled out?
No, Darnold's in San Francisco, isn't he?
Who was it?
I don't know. I should know,
It
but
was
I
one game. It was
Dalton.
Dalton. It was
Dalton.
Dalton.
That's right. The Red Rocket.
It was
That's
Dalton.
awesome.
But like Bryce Young and Will Levis, you can sort of make the inference that they're going to get the starting job, right? You think Derek Carr should have a starting job somewhere. We just don't know
I
where
just
yet.
I just don't think they're going to add anything to a team with Jackson and a second quarterback. Like I'd be fine with
I
Jackson and
know.
Bryce Young as my 2 quarterbacks. Like, cool. Let's go to work.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, like
Honestly,
I
just
would rather take the extra bullets, especially once the combine happens. Some of these guys
Mhm.
that we're grabbing in the 19th, 20th round, they're not going in the 19th, 20th round anymore. They're going to move
Right.
up. Quarterbacks will fall down, and then I'll take quarterbacks then. I'll build 3 quarterback things then. But right now, I can still get guys like who does Nick Ray. He's
Mhm.
obsessed with him. I can get him late. I can get a what's the Virginia receiver? I really like him, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. Son of a bitch. What is his name?
It's
Malik
not.
Washington.
Yep.
Yeah, Malik Washington. I can get
What's
him in
his
20th round.
ADP is like 220?
It's 20th round. You can get him in the 20th round.
Here it
And I
is,
promise
230.
you, after the combine, you're not getting him in the 20th round anymore.
I like Ricky Pearsall too.
He's another one. I don't think you're going to be able to get these guys in the 20th round anymore. Like, so as it stands right now, I'm almost trying to build 2 quarterback teams.
Mhm.
Now, of course, there are certain scenarios where a third is just needed.
Damn. Wanted Mayor.
It's kind of how
All
I'm
right.
attacking the
We're
early drafts.
hit on one of these 4. Damn, Michael Wilson's a great click. I like the Michael Wilson click there. All right, we might be forced to go away from wide receiver here.
We take Polk.
All right, Gino. I think that's an instant click. We have Andrews. Does likely feel bad with Andrews?
Not really. I mean, we saw it work this season.
Seems bad.
It seems bad to me because I would want to go 2 tight ends with Andrews. Again, I'm kind of leaning into this. Everyone's overdoing the 4 tight ends, 4 quarterbacks. Tight ends, you could talk me into a little bit more. But if I can get one of these studs, like, I don't care to take more. I'm just going to trust that Andrews is back. And, Hunter Henry, I'm fine with. Conklin, Johnson, Chiggy. Like, I'd be fine with any of those guys.
I think we need 3 of
Sanders.
them.
I don't know if he went.
There's some good landing spots for Henry, whether he gets re-signed or he goes somewhere else. There's a lot of tight end needy teams right now.
Mm.
And he's just a red zone guy, and he's got great hands. So we'll bring in Henry here. Likely, I think it's negatively correlated with Mark Andrews. Like when we look back at the splits between these two guys, when Andrews is on the field, likely he's only playing 30% of snaps, and that's with the dusty wide receiver core. Like whether that's, I mean, I was gonna say whether that's right or wrong, but I mean, in my opinion, it feels wrong.
Yeah.
He had more skill than Odell, more skill than Bateman. Like, yeah, he was commanding targets. So like when Andrews is out, likely
He's
he's the
good.
dude.
Like, he's good.
So we'll see. I think this is a team that's going to add to their wide receiver core. Like you're not going to go into next season with Odell, who's a free agent, with Bateman and Flowers and Nelson Aguilar.
Is
Clearly,
Bateman
that
a free
wasn't
agent too?
enough. Bateman is. Let me
Did they
peek the
pick up
draft
his?
guide. It's all in the draft guide, my friend.
Yeah, I told you I haven't looked at it yet. Sorry, I'm a bad.
Oh, good for me.
Pounder.
Good for me. No, I don't believe Bateman is. Odell is though. This team has 3 QBs. Is anyone going rogue in this draft room? 1-4-6-2, 3-3-5-2. I mean, see, this is aggressive. Like when you have these two, you should just lean into this draft capital here between Dak
Oh
and
yeah,
Josh
I'm not
Allen.
taking a third.
Like, come on, what are we doing here? J.K. Dobbins going at 167, like he didn't brutalize his freaking Achilles. I don't know. That seems early.
Dobbins is another one. Like I'd be shocked if I have more than 5 shares of him.
Love
I'd
this
need to hear
QB room.
something short of a miracle coming out of Baltimore.
King of Kings is killing it with this RB room, these QBs. He's got Evan Ingram in these wide receivers. King of Kings is advancing in this room. He's 1 out of 3 advancing.
Calling a shot.
100%. 100%. Logan's got a nice team going. The King of Kings is he's crushed it right now in the 4 spot.
Do you have a spot you like to draft out of yet, or are you still kind of
top 5? After that, like the 6th spot, I'm probably bringing Amon-Ra to the 6. I'm bringing Brees to 7, Bijan to 8. So 9's probably my least favorite because I'm bringing Garrett Wilson to 9. I guess technically my least favorite would be 10 or 11, but
no?
I
If
don't
I
know.
get stuck with the Rams guys, I'm not happy.
Yeah,
Can't do it yet. I'm sure as draft season goes on, if they both stick there, I'll come around to them. But right now, I can't do it. Like I can't do it. Kyron's going 2 picks after Bijan. Like
he was an absolute workhorse, though.
He was.
He was a workhorse, and he was successful. So I don't feel like why would they add another,
because it's the
RB1
Rams,
to this
and we
backfield?
think we know their running back room every year, and we have no.
That's not wrong at all. That's the best take you could possibly have.
I like Jalen Wright.
Big facts.
Running back. He's my like. Nick keeps taking Ray, talking him up, and I just keep snagging Jalen.
Curtis Samuel here at 179 is huge. That's a great click. How about Ray?
I don't know as much about him. I'm clicking him solely because of Senior Bowl and just Pounders are talking about him a ton. So I'm like, all right.
Let's bring in Ray. And then Jalen Wright. I also like that click.
You can get him later.
Okay. I don't mind reaching
Usually.
up for a few of these guys though. Like who are we going
Yeah.
with the next click? It's either tight end, Conklin. It's Conklin.
There you go.
All right, tight end room's done. Yeah, this is sick. Good balance. We have good balance right now. Adam likes the top 5 picks. Yeah, that's my initial thought too. Paul Sam Bateman not breaking the 10-point threshold once this past year seems concerning. Very, very, especially with the limited competition at the position. But you remember Zay Flowers' first game where it was like he had like 12, 14 targets? It's like,
Yeah.
holy crap, this guy's about to like just blow up and destroy all of fantasy football. And then it was like a huge scale back after that. 3-6-5-1.
Interesting.
Dude, we're getting carried away here, man. I'm telling you, we're getting carried away. Too much. You're going to see way too much spent at the QB position.
It's like everyone's like, but we have 20 rounds now, so why not? It's like, because I don't need them. Just because,
Yeah, but
sure, someone could get hurt, someone could, but again, we talk about building for the highest upside and the most spike, and then we're slapping fucking Bryce Young on us on a 4 quarterback team at the end, and it's like that's not high upside. It's like it's
you
not.
can still overspend, especially at a onesie position in a 20-round draft. And I think that's what you're
Yeah.
trying to. It's like a lot of these people are overspending, whereas like King of Kings is just bringing in the value picks. And if you're taking those values, you're going to really increase your advance rates, especially when other people are overspending at the onesies. I
Yeah,
agree
I just
there.
like you give me an extra 2 rounds. I just want more bullets, especially when there's guys I like, because there
Mhm,
is going to be a time in the very near future where the 20th round is absolute wasteland. Like
mhm.
there's going to be nothing that any of us like. We're going to talk ourselves into some bum that it just happens every year. So like, there's still guys I like down there. I don't want to use the extra spots, onesies.
I
Except
agree.
for Sanders.
I agree.
I do agree with Adam. Jatavian Sanders is going to be a fun one. I think he could end up in Tampa and
Mhm.
severely hurt Kate Otten.
Rico's a nice click right now too at 190.
What are
It'll
you
be
doing with
fun
the
to.
Baltimore running backs?
You have Gus Edwards, who's a free agent right now. They probably end up bringing him back on cheap money, just
I would
because
bet he
of.
wants to come back.
And we'll see what happens to Dobbins. Like Dobbins is also a free agent. It's not like he's guaranteed to be signed by Baltimore. Like he might be a free agent until November. So
He could be a
Dobbins
free agent into the season.
Dobbins worries me. It's not like he's
December.
guaranteed to have this situation in Baltimore, which is a run-heavy team. I like Justice Hill in this range, feels really good. Antonio Gibson feels really good.
How old is
H
Justice?
AJ Dillon for this team, I don't think makes a lot of sense. But if you have a 0 RB team, like AJ Dillon's fine back here, just getting 6 to 8 points a game.
Freaking AJ
Um,
Dillon, man.
well, especially if like you have a ton of rookies, right? You go in 0 RB and you just need someone to provide some sort of points early in the season. I think he could do that. Gainwell, who I never clicked last year, I think he's a good pick right now with Swift being a free agent. You have to lean into the uncertainty. If you're leaning into the uncertainty, like you're eventually gonna hit on some of these guys, especially
That's
if
what
they're
we keep
upside.
telling
It's
ourselves.
upside uncertainty though, not just guys that are like, oh, there's uncertainty, but like he has no ceiling, or there's no there's no path to success there. So Noah Brown, best case scenario, he gets re-signed and they don't bring in another receiver. I don't know how likely that is though.
McCarthy.
I'd love to get Hill here to pair with Lamar, but we'll see what happens. Logan goes
There you
Gibson.
go.
Are we stopping here at 5 RBs? We could go another RB easily.
I think I'd go
because our wide receivers are strong. We only need one
yeah.
more receiver.
Are you trying to bring in a third quarterback? It feels like you are.
Not necessarily.
You want a fourth tight end?
Is Wright still there?
Yeah, down below Chris Rodriguez. I'd take him, and then I'd use our last 2 picks on receiver or running back, just whatever. Like I said, I like Malik Washington a lot, Ricky Pearsall. I know there's others.
Christian McCaffrey's brother.
Parker Washington that you were talking about. Like,
yeah,
that's what I'd do.
I like those guys better than Josh Reynolds right now, like, especially with this team where we have enough, we have enough floor. We have enough ceiling. There's no reason to add like a Josh Reynolds who's relatively low ceiling onto a team like this where you already have Johnson, you have Myers. We have ceiling plays. Like we want to now add ceiling picks at the end here.
Yeah.
which is like people right now are like, oh, like who's the next Puka? It's like, you're not going to find another Puka this year. I hate to break it to
you. You could plant a flag. Do it. Next Puka is Jacob Cowing.
It's Parker Washington if Ridley moves on.
Someone in the Discord loves Cowing, and I forget who it is. I picked Cowing last night because of whoever it was. So.
These are some of my favorite clicks at the end here.
I keep telling myself Ioshevich is a good click, and I put him into my queue. I do it. I put him in, and I never click him. I'm like, no, this feels like one of those picks that I look back at in 6 months and be like, on paper, sure, that was probably a good click, but do we really think the Bengals are going to go into a Joe Burrow season that they just wasted a season with Burrow, right? So do we really think they're going to go in with Andre Ioshevich? Is there?
Dude, they kind of have to do a small rebuild though, right? Like if Mixon's another year older,
really.
if they lose Mixon,
I think Chase Brown could be
Higgins
as good as
wants
Mixon.
too much. We'll see what they do. It's gonna be interesting.
But
they definitely
that's what I'm saying.
Do a
You're
small
not going
rebuild.
in with Ioshevich. There's no freaking way. There's no way.
Tyler Boyd's a free agent.
Yeah.
So he should be the wide receiver 3, right? Like if one of those two, if one of those two leave, if one of Higgins or Boyd leaves, he's the number 3, no matter what. Unless you're assuming they resign both.
Maybe. It's Andre Ioshevich. I don't think he's locked into a 3 role on any team.
If this team wants to get different and they just say, hey, all right, we're going to go a different route because Higgins is too expensive. We're not going to re-sign Boyd because we know what he is. And we're just going to get younger.
DJ Chark cheap and draft someone. Then Ioshevich isn't
gross.
He'd be the second best option. Spot. He's fighting for the 3 spot in that scenario, and that's a very realistic scenario.
But it's not a bad spot for him to be in right now, especially with the unknown on a team that doesn't have a tight end that's pulling any targets.
I
so
get on paper, he's a great pick. He's a great pick right now because I agree with everything you were saying. I just don't think there's any way in hell the Bengals do that. I agree, Chark sucks. It was just the first cheap free agent receiver that came into mind.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, you are seeing that.
That is true. 6th round rookies from Princeton usually don't score 4 touchdowns.
Dude, I'm telling you could overspend at the position. Now this is I don't even know if it's overspending. It's just you fucked up. You got boxed. You got boxed, bro. At this point, Rodgers, Daniel Jones, and Bryce Young.
And Wilson, I'd have stopped there.
I'm not bringing in the 5th. Like,
No,
you
I'd have
can go
stopped there.
4. You can go 4 here. The 5th is egregious. The 5th is egregious.
But yeah, I mean, the league could just be getting taken over by BYU and Princeton receivers here in the next couple years. So Ioshavis and Puka, and it's gonna be awesome.
We already have 2 rookies. Do we want to bring in a third, or do we want to go 2-2 Parker?
How is Malik being a rookie any different than 2-2 and Parker? All 3 of them are going to start slow. I would take Washington, but I don't care which one we go with.
All right, let's do it.
I'm not clicking.
We'll bring another rookie.
I don't know. Maybe I should.
See, 2-2 is nice because you can just project an injury to Cup or Puka, and he slides into a number 2 role. Higbee probably not coming back. Who do we like at RB here at the end? Could be pretty gross. We might not need another RB.
I don't know if I have anyone else I like.
Let's go another receiver then. Let's bring in 2-2. He had some spike weeks.
Go back to the running backs really quick. I guess I don't hate Tank. I don't hate
Chris Rodriguez is okay.
Yeah, there's a few guys I don't hate.
But we have 6 running backs, and I think if we're drafting like we're right, and we're gonna raise our ceiling,
we're gonna need a little luck with that running back room, but
yeah,
I like it.
Dobbins doesn't get re-signed, and Gus Edwards does, and that's the best case scenario for Justice Hill is if Edwards gets re-signed. That's my thought.
Yeah.
But we have guaranteed touches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
And 3 of them. I like it.
It's a fun one. Different. So we got a little Baltimore double.
My only difference would be Conklin would probably be a running back.
So in this 181 range.
Yeah.
And not going a third tight end at all.
I probably wouldn't, but I might at the end. Like I might have.
Do you like Fant? Do you like Fant better here at 204?
No, I probably would have pushed Fant and hope he came back. And then he wouldn't have been there, so we would have been stuck with someone who's left now.
I don't mind the Conklin. I think Conklin, you can say that there's a teardrop, and we're also making a small bet on the Jets with having Garrett Wilson that, Rodgers is going to be a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the thinking there, but it's not.
I don't even know who I would have taken.
I don't disagree with you.
RB's
like Dowdle would have been fine there, but then that means, okay, so this is the team where, Tony Pollard doesn't return to Dallas, which he might not, but I think he would lean towards returning.
Back. I do.
That'd be bad for Tony Pollard if he doesn't return to Dallas. That'd be bad.
Yeah. I don't think there's anywhere he could go where we'd be like, yeah, it's just as good.
Kenneth Gainsell, my nickname for him last season. He's actually a decent click right now, especially, in the 19th round. But let's see how many likes. We're hoping for 20. We get 20 likes on this video. We'll be coming back tomorrow for another live stream. And I have, I believe, a potential guest for tomorrow. So make sure you slap that like if you enjoyed today's live stream. We're going to go over both Pounders teams drafts after this ends. Actually, we got 3. We got Shock in here too. King and Logan. This guy, 5572 build. Funky.
That's fun.
I think he just could have got away with
4.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
I think he actually could have got away with 3, and you're just hoping that Bryce Young takes a step forward with that team.
I guess. Yeah, I agree.
You've already been you screwed yourself a little bit with that. Like, I don't know.
So this is pretty cool. This is, about the weakest I would want my QB room. But I don't think it's necessarily too weak. I think it's on that fringe, though. Goff, Mayfield, and Carr.
That's the perfect example of where
tight ends are thin, man. Musgrave and Johnson's a little thin for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm probably going a third tight end on that one. But again, I like the 2 tight end build. I think we can get some nice bullets in that 19th, 20th round that
I like the 2 tight end build if we can get some consistency at the position, you know what I mean? We need
which
a little
feels a lot
consistency
easier
there.
to do this year. Like it feels a lot
Yeah.
easier to get a tight end.
Dude,
It might not be the tight end one, but that you feel like every week I could go into battle with him as my tight end. Like,
yeah, like Ingram at pick, like,
yeah,
93, like, that's
coming off as
or
what the
David
tight end
Njoku, 92,
and what the
Jake
tight end like
Fergie,
8, 9.
he's like
How far
7.
down does that go?
It's
7.
like 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I believe he goes before Njoku in ADP,
So yeah, right around
8.
that.
But,
And then
yeah,
you
the
can
tight
still
end
get
1 in
Komet after
targets.
that. I'm struggling with Ferguson.
I mean, he's the
I,
number 2 option in Dallas. That's the selling point for Jake Fergie is he's the number 2 option, but,
I don't
I think
think
it's
they go into
okay.
the season that way.
Where does where could like, how far can you drop him? Are you gonna drop him behind TJ Hawk?
And no, I mean Hawkinson shouldn't be going to pick 100.
I
At
agree.
least till we hear a little
Okay.
bit more. So he should drop
Would
too. But I
would
would drop Ferguson back by like Komet and Goddard.
would you would r how about these positional players, though? Would you drop Ferguson behind Courtland Sutton? You know what I mean? Like, you have to look
Uh,
relative to the
Dobbs. I
range.
want Dobbs over him.
Okay.
I want Brown over him. I want Deontay over him.
Get off Marquise, man. You have to get
No, I
off the
want him.
Marquise click.
I
You're just
want him. I
doubling
want to
up
see
because
where
he's
he
cheaper this
goes.
year.
Yeah, he's cheap, and I want to see where he lands. He could
Man,
be a fun
he looked
addition
like
to a lot of teams.
he looked like he lost a big step last season. I don't know how much of that was
Possibly, but it's not like
injuries, but,
he's old. Yeah. So maybe he
um,
just needs a change of scenery.
these QBs are crazy values, like Tua, T-Law, Goff is even a nutty value. Caleb, we'll see where he ends up. If he ends up on the Pats, I don't think he should be going this early. Probably have him behind Staffy. Probably have him behind Staffy. But that's the worst place he can end up. There's obviously, if he ends up in Chicago, do you like him in Chicago?
Yeah. I mean, we liked Fields there. He's got DJ Moore and Cole Kmet to work with. Like,
Yeah.
I'd imagine, again, they're probably going to bring in another person to set their rookie quarterback up.
Yeah.
I don't really hate any of the landing spots. The Patriots is going to be a little rough, but again, it's a new system there, right? Who's the offensive coordinator now? You know,
If he ends up on the Patriots,
Caleb.
Are we clicking Tyquan Thornton? Are we
Yeah.
are
Oh
we
yeah.
back?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh shit. I had to. So sad. So sad. But all right. Shocks. Sorry, we lost track on
Yeah,
Shock's
we got
team. Like JJ, Brandon
track.
Ayuk, Olave, Waddle, James Cook, George Pickens, David Montgomery, Brian Robinson Jr., Jalen Warren, Goff, Musgrave, Rashid Shaheed, Baker Mayfield, Juwan Johnson, Derek Carr. So
That
my
looks like a team I would draft
trouble.
outside of Pickens. I'd have drafted that exact same team up until the Pickens pick, and then some things would have been changed.
I would have stopped here at receiver. These 3 picks would have went to, and it probably would have looked different than this. This probably would have been a QB. Sure, you can keep Reynolds here. These 2 picks are probably a tight end and an RB. You know what I mean? Like this, just I think a little too much capital spend here at receiver, where our QB room and our tight end room shouldn't both look gross without having, an awesome RB room and an awesome wide receiver room. I think we only have an awesome wide receiver room here.
And that receiver room's pretty freaking loaded.
Oh, yeah, but
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, like that is a loaded receiver room, even if you take
yeah.
2 or 3 off.
Right, exactly. You can afford to take 2 off, and I think we're gonna get more weekly points and sort of raise our point total by doing that way. But definitely an interesting draft from Shock. King of Kings, definitely advancing in this room. Absolute sicko. Tua and Trevor Lawrence crushing the value at QB. Tight ends, Ingram, Davis Allen, and Noah Fant. I like the 3 tight ends too. We'll see what happens with Tyler Higbee, free agent. Running backs, Achane, Chubb, Singletary, Ford, and Miller. So he kind of handcuffs himself here with Ford, and I don't think that's a bad thing to do
Yeah.
when you're bringing in Chubb. But if we get negative news about Nick Chubb at any point this offseason, which I'm sort of expecting to, he's gonna fall. And then where does he end up? So sure, you can't get that price right now. Maybe I'm clicking Chubb a little later into this tournament if that's going to be my belief and I can get him cheaper. But I don't mind going Chubb and Ford here. I think that's smart.
I don't think I'll click Chubb this tournament. I'd be a little shocked if I did.
Hmm. Yeah, he would need to fall to like behind those tight ends. I think uh, after Brian Robinson, he'd have to fall like in this range for me to start clicking Chubb right now.
Every time I even think about clicking Chubb, I picture his knee just looking like my elbow. Like oh my goodness. That was rough, man.
Drew's got ugly elbows too, man.
It's bad. It's bad. My
Wide receivers,
goodness.
Tyreek Hill, Tank Dell, Zay Flowers, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin. Oh, you love this room already with
I
the Godwin boy.
love King King's team.
Zay Jones, Xavier, Jalen Hyatt, and then adds on 2 rookies at the end here. Super high upside. Maybe one of these receivers can be a running back, but other than that, like I love this team.
Yeah.
I love this team. Singletary's a free agent. Do you think he ends up in Houston or gets?
I have no idea where he goes, but he's going to be relevant wherever he goes. I'll stand by that. And so I like him.
Damn. High five to Vin. Captain
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Awesemo.
me and Vin talked so much about Singletary this past season. It was great.
Says TV is nuts. I hate Cowboys more than anyone, but Ferguson is real deal. Not sure what you missed about his usage and production last year. Why would it change?
Bring in another person.
You could make the
That's why it would
argument for a
change.
second-year pickup in Shoemaker at tight end. He did get out there in the red zone a few times, scored 2 touchdowns as a rookie. Obviously, the usage wasn't there, but as a rookie,
Dallas needs to
to
do
get out there and
something.
score a
I
couple
don't know what.
touchdowns.
I'm not a Dallas fan, so
Yeah,
I
Gallup
don't
isn't the
know.
guy. Yeah, they don't
But
have a number 2.
I bet you they're doing something because they're scrambling a little bit back there, and I would be willing to bet he's not going to be the number 2 next year.
Interesting.
But again, that could hurt me. And we got a long draft season, man. If it gets to be, draft time and Dallas hasn't added anyone, then Fergie will move up my ranks a bit. But
Yeah.
I think they bring a significant piece in, and
Damn.
we'll see.
I don't mind his range. I think when you look at like the players that go around him, I'll still click Fergie, and Dak loves his tight ends. That's sort
Yeah.
of where I'm at. But Logan, Jalen Hurts, Drake May, and brings in Michael Penix, tight ends, Laporta, Likely, and Sanders. This is a really nice room here of tight ends. And this isn't overspending, right? Like gets Laporta early, brings in Isaiah Likely, brings in a rookie at the end. Good balance there. Kyron, Najee, Chase Brown, Blake Corum, and Antonio Gibson. Do you like the RB room?
Not really. I
Is
don't
it
like Kyron where he goes. Najee is a huge question mark. Brown's a huge question. There's really not a piece I like in the running back room. There's okay
how about
pieces.
how about Antonio Gibson?
He's probably my favorite piece in that.
Pick 200. Can he have a worse season than this wherever he ends up?
Corum going to the Chargers could be fun.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, like that could be a fun landing spot for Corum. So I don't hate Corum, and I like Chase Brown, so it's not like I hate the
Mhm,
running back room. But Kyron,
mhm.
I struggle with, like we talked about,
Yeah.
and I like
This
the
receiver
receiver
room's
room.
strong though.
It's
Yeah.
different.
Nico, Addison, McLaurin, Brian Thomas, Coleman, Wicks, Curtis Samuel at 179, A.T. Perry, and Brendan Rice. I would say it's pretty balanced. I don't mind this style of drafting, like drafting like you're right with Chase Brown, like Mixon moves on. Chase Brown becomes a number one. Like he's definitely drafting like he's right here. Uh,
Mhm.
you get a boost from the offense this season in Pittsburgh because I don't know if it can look worse than it did last year. Like that's the motto for this team, and it looks good. It looks good.
It's a
Maybe I'm not.
well put together team.
I'm maybe not bringing in the third QB, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. But Drewski, do you have anything for the people before we end this one today?
Nope, that was fun. I enjoyed it. Sorry, some of my takes were a little crazy, but we'll be back. We could rehash these takes,
Dude,
see what happens.
nothing. We don't know anything yet until the
No,
draft happens,
it's
until
so
free
different.
agency happens. You're gonna be like,
This
shit.
is the time. If you're drafting right now, before the Super Bowl, before the combine, we have such. Make your stands, man. If you
Yeah.
think a certain tight end's overrated, they're gonna don't take him. You have so much time. Like it's not worth looking at exposures right now. It really isn't. Just go have fun and draft. Draft
Mhm.
with your gut. That's what's fun about this contest specifically is the whole time we don't have a lot of information, right?
Yeah. And
Like
draft and
so
leaning
just go have
leaning
fun.
into leaning into, ambiguous situations where there is potential upside. And we sort of marked those guys in the draft guide too. Nick coming out with
The
the purple
purple.
tier, the risk reward type players. I like to call it the Zamir White's tier, where it's like, hey, Josh Jacobs could move on. Zamir White gonna either move up or he's gonna be a shit pick. There's
Yeah.
no in between.
Yeah.
So
Chase
that's
Brown.
fun. That's fun. Link in the description if you want to get the draft guide, if that interests you. We also have the Discord. Jump in the Discord. Follow TB Bucks on the
Come
pickums.
get some
Dude's on
pickups.
fire. But we'll catch everyone tomorrow. I believe we hit the 20 like goal. Oh, we're at 18. I know you
Oh,
guys are gonna
come
get
on.
there. I know you guys are gonna get there before we head out. Hope everyone has a good night, and we'll see you on tomorrow's stream. Pounders.